Hey, everybody, welcome to this webinar. So I am here with my very good friend, Paula Rollo. She's also the community manager at MiloTree. And I will tell you that I learn from Paula all the time. So we came together to share tips for how to grow your income in Q4. This is usually a really good time to make sales, to make affiliate income. So we're just going to walk you through 3 different areas that we've identified. One will be updating your old content. 2 will be how to think about new content during this time. And the third one is how to think about reaching out to brands, getting noticed by brands who might want to work with you in Q4. So how does that sound?
Sounds great. I'm excited.
Okay, cool. So the one thing that we always talk about is using what you already have to grow your business. So Paula, we did some brainstorming before this, but I think we've come up with some really good tips. So Paula, how would you approach that?
So the first thing I actually do is make a spreadsheet for myself of all of my holiday content.
Oh, wait, and I just want to stop for 1 second. You guys, you might want to take notes during this. You can, of course, rewatch it, but I think you're going to really love these tips. So keep like a pad of paper. Here's my pen. Here's my pad.
I know, I have the same.
Keep these handy. Just because I think you're going to at least walk away with 5 tips that you're going to go, okay, I got to go do that. So, okay. So Paul, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. Because I'm doing the same thing. We always learn from each other.
We do. Okay.
So every conversation, we always have a pen.
Yes.
So I'll make a spreadsheet first when I'm getting started out and put all of my holiday content in it. And that helps me not miss anything because I've been around a long time. And I feel like every year, even though I make these spreadsheets, I'll like find a post that I completely forgot existed and be like, oh my gosh, I have this post about like this Christmas craft that I haven't promoted for 2 years. And it'll usually be something a contributor wrote or something like that. So I don't remember writing it.
And
but
how many would you say are on your spreadsheet? Like how many pieces of content are you looking at? Ballpark.
Maybe 50.
Wow. Okay.
I have a lot, but I've been doing this for a really long time. So your spreadsheet might be smaller than that or bigger than that, just depending. And if you do have a lot, like I do, I kind of categorize them by like holiday food, holiday travel, holiday kids, and holiday gifts along those lines. So I can kind of see where I need to fill in the blanks. That helps me with creating new content, which we'll get to later. But then I can also go through and say, you know, this affiliate manager for Minted reached out to me and they want to run a special promo. I'm going to go see which of these posts I can add Minted in real quick. And the minute you're talking to a brand, you can look and say, yeah, I can add your link to this post and this post. And you can see all of that at a glance. And then I also go through and all of those posts, even if you know, I optimized these last year, they're perfect. I've done this 10 years in a row. I already know. Still go to those posts and look at them and click every single affiliate link that you have in the posts, because this has happened to me before and posts have gone viral and I'm feeling great that like, look, this post that has all these affiliate links in it is going nuts. And then I go and I click the links and they're dead links. And I realize that's why I'm not making any sales, even though I'm getting thousands of views a day on this Christmas post. I didn't double check my link and they changed their landing page sometime in the last year because whatever Christmas promo I had been promoting or they may have changed things for SEO purposes. I don't know why brands change things, but they do. And you want to make sure that the products you're linking to are still valid and still existing.
Now, are you going through then and linking, like, are you thinking about these posts in new ways? Because this is what I would do. Think about the posts and think, are there other things that I could promote in this post? Like not just going through the links, making sure they're working, but also going through and saying, wait a second, I could tie it into this product.
Yes, absolutely. Because you find new products through the year.
Exactly.
And then you want to go add all those in.
Okay.
So I absolutely do. Some of them are just like, I know that I want to push one product heavily. And so I don't want to detract from that. But others are jam-packed with products. And I'm like, well, here's a gift guide that I can add this cool product from a brand that I worked with earlier in the year and add it in there. And sometimes, honestly, I will do that even if it's not an affiliate. If I worked with a brand, say in March, that I did a sponsored post for them, I will add a link in a gift guide for them for free sometimes and then reach back out to that manager and say, oh, I just wanted to let you know I just put up this gift guide and I linked to your product and my post because I really loved it. And they eat that up.
Yes, yes.
And that might make them go, well, I want to work with her again in March. Or that might make them go, you know, we just had a blogger flake out on us. Would you be willing to do a sponsored post tomorrow and I'll pay you triple your rate? That's happened. And you want to make sure that you're the one that they're going to reach out to because you go above and beyond, even 8 months later.
Totally. I think that was something. All right. Anyway, somebody said that's what I thought. Okay. So here's the thing though. This kind of makes me think about, we're going to kind of break this into 3 buckets, but now I'm going to screw that up and talk about one thing that you just said that I thought was really good, which is one thing that I do before Christmas is I think about the brands that I've worked with, and then I go reach back out to them and go, hey guys, like, hey, if you have any like holiday content, we'd love to work with you. Yes. Again, you know?
Yes.
And so to remind them what post I did, but like, that's a perfect way is by including that post in a roundup or a gift guide or something to go back in that email to say, hey, if you've got any Christmas posts, I would love to do it. Because now you've shown them that you go above and beyond and that you're available, and you might not be top of mind. And now you've just put yourself in their inbox. So think about how to kind of add different value elements into something with an ask.
And if you're talking about an old gift guide, you didn't have to spend 6 hours creating this new post in order to add the brand. You're looking at your old gift guides that you made 3 years ago and saying, what brand from this year can I sneak into one of these to make them feel good about themselves, to make them feel like I am obsessed with them?
Yep.
It took 3 minutes. Like we can all work for free for 3 minutes in order to get that payday down the road. And that can be really valuable for quarter 4 for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I think that is such a good idea. Okay. So in terms of taking your old content, you've got your spreadsheet and now you're looking at all these posts, and we're talking about adding new affiliate links. If there's like this cool new thing you saw at Target and you're like, oh my God, that would so work in this post, whatever, to add new affiliate links, check your old affiliate links. But let's talk about how we think about updating posts.
So the first place I go is always Google Search Console. I never can say it right in one sentence, but Google Search Console, because that's a free tool. Like you and I have both used SEMrush before, and I love it, but also it's very expensive. So I don't use it anymore. But Google Search Console gives you a lot of that information for free. And so I will go into Search Console, and they have a tool that allows you to check up on how your links are performing. It's literally under overview is performance, and you can click on that and you can put in a link. And when you put in the specific link, not to your whole site, but you want to put it into like whatever recipe or anything that you have that you want to see where it's ranking, you put in that link, and then it'll tell you how many clicks you've gotten on it lately. It'll tell you where your average ranking position is in Google. It'll give you all of this information that you can then say, well, I'm ranking at, number 11. If you're at 11, you really want to focus on that keyword because you could easily get to the first page of Google with that. And you may not be getting any traffic by being number 11.
Right.
But if you add in some keywords, if you put in those H2 tags, you mess with it a little bit, you could easily get to page 1.
Right. And so what we're saying is that in most searches, the first 10 are on the first page. So if you're 11, you're the first on the second page. And what we know is that every ranking down you go, it's like you cut your traffic in half. So if you can be the number 1, you're going to get the most traffic. If you're number 2, you're probably going to get half of what number 1 made, or
probably, yeah.
But it's going to continue to go down, and most people do not click over to the second page.
No, they do not. So just looking for those kind of opportunities that you may also be missing, like, and this is why I go ahead and put it in Search Console, because there will be times that I'm saying, well, I'm getting no Google search traffic on this post, so I'm not going to worry about optimizing it. But, and I just did this for somebody I SEO consult with, they were getting no search traffic on it whatsoever, maybe like 30 clicks a month. So it was never going to pop up in like a top 10 list or anything. And then it's like, what, a click a day? It's like nothing.
Yeah.
But I noticed they were just on page 2. And so I did it took me maybe 5 minutes, and I got them to page 1. I got them getting like 50 clicks a day. and it took me 5 minutes. But if I had just been looking at, if I hadn't looked in Search Console where it said you're ranking, I think this one was like number 15. And I go, well, that's a great opportunity right there. If I'm ranking 15, and I went ahead and added things in, instead of just looking at Google Analytics and saying, here are my top 10 Google searches and making those better. You definitely want to do that, but you also want to look for the opportunity on your Christmas content and your Thanksgiving content that you might not have realized was there because it never took off because it was on page 2.
Yes. And then going into those posts on page 2 and just adding, as you said, certain keywords that you want to rank for, just maybe even updating the photos. If you have some old photos, maybe you could take a photo with your iPhone, or maybe you could, put a text overlay, and then you can use that on Pinterest as well. So Google wants you to be updating posts. Yes. They don't necessarily care if that post is updated or that post is brand new, because Google just wants the best content. So if you have content that's evergreen, that's still really good, think about going in there and it's much easier, by the way, to update a post than it is to create an entirely new post.
Yes.
So in fact, I would say be very strategic about the posts that you're creating during this time. And I would weigh more time to updating old posts that you think are really good than creating a lot of brand new content.
Yes. So I have a list for myself on all of this is where the spreadsheet comes back, because I can add those SEO things, and I'll say, these are the keywords I want to rank for. And I change the pin description if possible, because also Pinterest has given us lots of new information. You want to add hashtags, you want to add keyword searches. So I'll update my pin description.
Your pin description on Pinterest or in like the alt
in my
tag?
Post, in the alt tag, because Google looks at the alt tag as well. So you want those first 3 to 5 words in your pin description to be Google friendly. Yep. You don't want those first words to be like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, Christmas cookies. You want it to be mint Christmas cookies dash, oh my gosh, this is so cool, if you're doing that strategy. So I update the pin description, I update the meta description, I update my title if I need to, because I have some old titles who are just, they're dumb, honestly.
Right. Now here's one thing, do not change the URL.
No, never touch the URL. You can touch your title.
You can touch
you can touch your meta description.
Yep.
And then I'll add headings.
Okay.
So like somewhere in the post, I'll say, oh, I wanted to rank for this keyword. I'll make a little heading under one of my pictures. It looks pretty. It makes it skimmable. And Google goes, this keyword is important.
Right.
And then lastly, I'll do backlinks. And so I'll kind of look at whatever other links on my blog I have that I can link to that post with that specific keyword phrase that I'm trying to get from page 2 to page 1 on.
All right, so go back. You explain that again, how you're doing that with backlinks.
So I have a post about writing a good Christmas letter. And so let's say I realized that I could be ranking for how to write a fun Christmas letter. I'm on page 2 of that right now. I don't know what page I'm on of that right now. This is an example. And then I'll go to another Christmas post, and on my site, and on that post, I will somewhere in it say, thinking about how to write a fun Christmas letter, and I will link only the how to write a fun Christmas letter, because that's the phrase I want to rank for. Link that to my other post with a follow link. Don't no follow that post. Make it a follow link. And then that's also giving you some credibility. Google's going, okay, she's really talking about this in a lot of places. This post can be trusted.
Yep.
Obviously, it would be ideal if you had like a friend who would be willing to do that and stuff as well from their site. That's a lot harder of an ask. But if you do, by all means, ask them. But you can still make Google say, hey, she has a lot about fun Christmas letters because she's talking about it in all these other posts. And pointing to it.
Exactly.
So I just do those few things. Like, it should not take hours.
Right.
It takes maybe 20 minutes.
Right. And
it makes a huge difference.
What we have started doing is asking a question as a header.
Yes.
As something somebody might type in.
Yes.
Do you need Halloween party printables? And so we will write, do you need Halloween party printables? Question mark, header, like H2, because we want to say to Google, oh my God, and then we have a bunch of links for them that we can answer that question. So if somebody's coming to Google with that question, guess what? We've got the answer to that question.
Exactly. Exactly.
So think about, so those are kind of some creative, easy ways to update your posts.
Yes, to go back, and because it's amazing how often we will update the affiliate links or we will update these other things and we forget about Google. We forget about that Google cares about us. And go ahead, if you don't have dates in your URL, redate the content, because somebody wants to read a post about how to write a fun Christmas letter that was written in 2018 versus one that was written in 2013, which is honestly when I wrote it.
Absolutely. But again, it's evergreen. It's not like there's all this new stuff, new information about that. It's not timely. Right. And so therefore it works. And then definitely I would say update the date, because then it will show up on the top of your blog. Google then will see it as new content, and Pinterest, then go in there and pin it, because Pinterest wants new content just like Google. You can start to think of them very similarly. And so Google then Pinterest wants you to post it and pin it right away so that Pinterest rewards new content. So these are so you can jam through a bunch of these posts in the amount of time it would take you to create a whole new post. And then we were talking about how to strategically figure out what kinds of content to be creating. And so let's say you have some time and you want to make some new Christmas posts, and these are not sponsored posts. So this is up to you. And so we were talking about how to come up with ideas for what those should be. Yeah.
So I'm actually, are you fine if I share my screen really quick?
Please, of course.
I can show you in Search Console. Let me click the button here. How I do this, because I do this through Console as well. It can be really useful. Let's see. There we go. This is my own Search Console. Can you see it?
Yep.
Great. So I put in one of my Halloween posts, candy corn Jello shots.
I love it.
And a guest wrote this for me, but I'm still putting it in here, and I can kind of see the clicks I've gotten lately. It's only just now starting to pick up steam. I can see that I'm ranking in around 6 or 7 on candy corn Jello shots.
Nice.
So I can improve that. But what I do for new content is I scroll down and I see this, Halloween Jello shots.
Ooh.
And I'm ranking 58, which obviously that's why I've gotten 0 clicks on it. But that does tell me something, because a lot of people search Halloween Jello shots.
Yes.
And I don't actually have a post about it.
Yes.
And I could make a Halloween Jello shots post, and I could link to my candy corn Jello shots post that's already doing well in it.
And help raise them all up.
Help raise them all up. Exactly. And so I will do that some of the time and see if a post that I'm not even writing about a specific topic. I wasn't writing about Halloween Jello shots. I was writing about candy corn. And so obviously there's not a lot of competition on that search term, or I wouldn't even be showing up for my candy corn, right? And so that tells me automatically, without having to do a bunch of math and figure out the competition and all of these things, I'm saying, if this post that's not even about directly this topic is ranking, if I make a keyword heavy, very specific, very useful post about Halloween Jello shots, I could probably rank page 1 pretty easily.
And there's traffic for it. And there's traffic for it. That's the other thing. Yes, you could probably rank for Easter Jello shots, but chances are they're not a lot of people, or Easter Bunny Jello shots, but I mean, you've already seen there's an opportunity there. Go take it.
Exactly. So I can look at keywords that I'm ranking for, instead of going oh, I'm going to try, this post wasn't really about that, but I'm going to add in some more keywords there and try to get it up. Don't do that, because Google has switched to caring a lot about the intent, and they want to be sending people to the right posts. So make sure you write the right post. Don't just try to make the wrong post rank higher, because that's not a viable long-term strategy.
Right. And then what you can start to do is create cornerstone content. So let's say now you corner the market on every type of Halloween Jello shot. Yep. So you've made the generic Halloween, you've made ghost Jello shots, you've made scary pumpkin Jello, who knows?
Frankenstein.
Right, exactly. Right. So then what you can do is you can create a post that is the quintessential Halloween Jello shot post. Yep. And you link to all these other posts, and it gives you a lot of authority in Google's mind, we want Halloween Jello shots, we go to Paula. Because she has a ton of content.
I'm not linking to somebody else's Halloween Jello shots.
No.
I'm linking to 10 of my Halloween Jello shots.
Right. And so she starts to own the market on Halloween Jello shots. Yep. And that's a way to start to kind of do a spoken wheel and spoke, whatever it is, strategy that's very intentional, so that you're not sitting here going, I'm going to make Halloween cookies.
Right.
Because chances are that's a hard thing to rank for.
Exactly.
So finding that niche and then going deep into that niche will give you ownership of that niche.
Absolutely.
So I think that is just, so you better start making some Jello shots.
I'm not going to make Jello shots. So somebody else take this idea.
There you go. Oh my God, we're giving out gold here. Go run with that.
Yeah. Right, somebody else can rank for that.
Totally. Okay. So we've talked about, let's see. So let's talk about the idea of trends and this concept of, remember, Pinterest is very seasonal. And I always talk about it this way, that there are these natural waves in the ocean, then there are also natural waves on Pinterest. Yep. So think about things like holidays. Holidays are huge on Pinterest. Think about what movies are coming out for this season. Whatever is happening in this season, and think about how you can link your content to the wave, or so you can ride this wave with everybody else. And the example I'm giving is last year around this time, unicorns were everywhere. They're not dead or anything, but it was like unicorns. So we said, what we're going to do is we're going to create Halloween unicorn party printables and Christmas Halloween unicorn party printables. And those took off because unicorns were taking off, and all we did was put our special spin on it. We give away a lot of party printables. So why not merge these two things? So everybody's looking for Christmas content. People love unicorns. Put them together. Boom. Yeah. So be thinking strategically that way about, again, how you can find, it's almost like, I say this all the time, it's like digging for gold. You know, it's already there, and you've got to figure out how to get there.
Well, and you rode that trend in a way that gave you people that stuck around as well. Because they signed up for your list, presumably to get the free printable and things like that. And so a lot of the time, I think we can focus in on Q4, like we just have to make $1 million this month because in January it's all going to be gone. But if you're doing things like that and you're optimizing who you are as a person, in Q4, you're going to get those followers who are still going to stay around.
Exactly.
And you're not going to have this huge, like, Q4 was awesome, January was terrible. It may just be Q4 was awesome and January is a little better than last year.
Right.
And that's the goal.
Right. Because again, I'm building that relationship. When people think about free printables for a birthday or a baby shower, they think, oh, I remember those unicorn Christmas printables. Santa had, let's go back to Catch My Party. So,
and you can really look at all of your best evergreen content that way and think, how can I make the Christmas version of this, or the Thanksgiving or the Halloween? Christmas is the biggest, so I always go to Christmas.
Oh, but for us, by the way, it's Halloween.
Is it? Okay.
It's always Halloween. So Halloween is bigger for us than Christmas.
See, and Christmas is huge for me. So whichever your holiday is, look at how you can make your evergreen content a version of that. And I think it's with parties, you do the unicorn. With my parenting blog, I can do things like, I have a book about having a new baby. And so I'm going to talk about having a new baby at Christmas.
Yes.
And then who are they going to go to in January? They're going to go to the person who they've already been talking to you at Christmas time. And maybe they're going to buy my book, and my book's not a Christmas book. My book is an evergreen book, but they're going to come to me for the Christmas content, and they're going to stay for everything that's behind that Christmas content that's evergreen. Totally. And so you kind of want to try to funnel your Christmas people as much as possible into your actual fans. And by making that evergreen content have a Christmas flair or a Halloween flair or a Thanksgiving flair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, what is your special sauce? So ours is free printables. Yours is second baby.
Yep.
Right. And how to make that transition. And think about it. People want free printables, and lots of people have a second child. So it's like,
there's so many.
Exactly. You become that go-to person.
Yes. So you want to think about what you want to be the go-to person in, and how to funnel your holiday traffic into being one of those evergreen people that stick around with you.
And so again, I would be on Pinterest looking at what trends you are seeing. When you go to your feed, and what is Pinterest showing you? And is there a way when you're making, you can do this in a multi-dimensional way, which is you can go to Google Search Console. So what I would do is, after I saw that their Halloween Jello shots are up for grabs, I would be on Pinterest seeing what my competition, I would go to Google and I'd see what my competition is. And then I'd go to Pinterest so I can visually see, okay, I just have to make my post look better than this post on Google. And I need to make my images better than these images on Pinterest. And then I would feel like I've got it all mapped out. And to be honest, I don't have to think that much.
Yeah, you just have to implement then.
Then you just have to implement. And that for me takes a lot of the stress and strain out of it. Tell me what to do. I'll do it. I'll do it pretty.
I'll do it pretty.
I'll do it pretty, and I'll add a lot of keywords.
Yes.
So again,
those keywords matter.
Yeah, it isn't. So because Q4 is also a time when we all get very drained. Our kids are going nuts. We've got parties. We've got school obligations. So anytime you can kind of put your brain on autopilot and go, okay, all I have to do is these 4 steps that Paula and Jill, like laid out for me. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make only 1 or 2 or 3 new posts.
Yeah,
during this
oftentimes
time.
my new posts are just sponsored. And I can reference to keep it where I'm not writing. It doesn't look like I wrote 10 sponsored posts this week because we all have those weeks in Q4. I will pull one of those old posts from my spreadsheet and I'll put it in between, and I'll put it in between, and I'll put it in between. And it looks great. Yeah. Because
it looks
like wow, there's 5 non-sponsored posts for every sponsored post. Well, those are old posts, but it still affects how the brand is viewed on my page. And so it matters. So absolutely, I know exactly what to pull in that case.
So let's talk about sponsored posts.
Okay. Favorite.
So tell me about how you think about sponsored posts at the holidays.
So I will right now go in and check all of my networks and make sure that all of my everything is connected.
Yes, sometimes they do disconnect.
Disconnects. And like Facebook just got hacked and a bunch of us were logged out. I was one of those people. And then I got all these emails from companies saying, reconnect your Facebook account. It's very annoying. But also I didn't get some emails from some companies, and I know that my Facebook was disconnected from them as well. And I need to go in and say, this brand, I won't call them out, didn't message me about this. I need to still go update it. Make sure that all of that's done. It's worth the hour because you don't want to miss an amazing sponsored post because something was disconnected and you didn't realize. So kind of go through your list of networks you work with, check all of them. That's step 1 for sure, because you don't want to miss network work right now. Because it's a lot easier. Again, like you were saying, like it takes the weight off. Networks may not pay us as much, but it's so much easier.
Yes.
9 times out of 10 to work with a network. You don't have to have, special 10-page contracts that you have to read. You don't have to argue about photos. You don't have to argue about anything really. You just do what the network says and it's great. And so I do rely heavily on networks during Q4.
What are your favorites? What are your favorite networks?
IZEA, business to, what is it called? Blogger to something. Blogger to business. Is that what it's called? Blog Meets Brand. Blog Meets Brand is what it's called. I'm like, Blogger to business doesn't exist anymore. Blog Meets Brand, IZEA. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I don't say the right ones. I work with Sway a lot. I work with Clever a lot. Anyone who's going to pay me. Collectively, I work with them. Yep. But I feel like I get the most from like IZEA and Blog Meets Brand. Honestly.
Got it. And we get the most from IZEA, which bought Tap Influence because we did.
True. Yeah. I love working with Tap, but I don't often get things from them. So
okay.
I don't have anything against them.
Yeah, totally. Now, and the one thing that's nice about that is that everything is just kind of laid out again, what you need to do, how you can make the brand happy. It's just kind of like step 1, check this box. I did that. Check this box. I did.
I'm not going to have to go chase them down for my payment later.
No, exactly.
I know they're going to pay me. It's going to be great. So I'll do that for the networks for sure. And then I will go to my contact page and make sure my email's there. Make sure whatever information that I want is on there.
Yep.
Because so I just, whenever I was doing the Profitable Blogging Summit, this was a couple years ago now, but I was trying to reach out to bloggers. And these are big name bloggers because I'm asking them to speak at a blogging summit. And so many of them did not have their email address easily accessible. I was pulling all kinds of like Jedi mind moves to try to get an email address. And I don't understand it.
Yes.
Because that is how brands can reach you.
Totally.
So you want to update this as well for Q4 and say, I'm having gift guides. I write about these topics. I'm excited to work with your brand this Christmas. This is why you should work with me. Add in 3 sentences. Doesn't have to be hard. Add in 3 things to make it obvious that it's been updated this year, to make it obvious that you're ready for Q4, because that's going to make it a lot easier on the brand contact that's trying to reach out to you to go, I have these 2 blogs that are both food blogs. They look pretty much the same, but this one's talking to me about what I'm actually searching for right now, which is holiday content. And this one just had an evergreen page. I would go with this one for sure, because Absolutely. She gets me. She Absolutely. Knows that I'm trying to get holiday content going right now, and I would email her.
Yes.
Make sure your email's there. Whatever you're comfortable with putting out as far as like social media numbers. I'll oftentimes put my social media numbers on there, even if I don't want to do page views, because they're public anyway, and it saves people to click to see, like, I'm really looking for an Instagram campaign. They're probably not going to come to me for that because I have like 3,000 followers on Instagram. But they know right away, and they didn't have to waste their time. Where if I had 20,000 followers, again, they would know right away, and they would come to me and be like, you have a lot of Instagram followers. Let's work together. They didn't Absolutely. Have to stick around, and they're happier with me.
Absolutely. In fact, I think I'm going to go do that. That is a really good tip. I'm like, why aren't we doing that?
This is why we have our pins.
Exactly. I'm going to write that down. So the one thing that I would say also is start talking to the brands that you like. And one of the best ways to do that is via, it used to be Twitter, now Instagram stories. So I'm baking, let's say, and I can hold up, I can show my content, I can hold up my Toll House chocolate chips, let's say, I can tag them on an Instagram story, and they're listening.
Yes.
So as soon as they, let's say, respond back and say, hey, thanks for mentioning us, then I can start a conversation. Yes. And I can say, oh my God, I love making chocolate chip cookies using your chocolate chips. I'd love to do some sort, I'd love to work with you on a sponsored post. So who can I contact? So you've already now got a way in. So you just kind of keep opening that door.
Yeah.
And so let's say then it doesn't work for Q4. Let's say, you know what? Guess what? You're going to make cookies again. And you're going to do it again, and you want them to notice you. And I've become a big fan of this, which is squeaky wheel. Yep. I am now the squeaky wheel. So if my email does not get answered, I will send another email. Now it will be kind, and it won't be pushy, and it will be short, but it's going to be very direct, and it's going to say exactly what I'm proposing. And, hope this works, whatever. But I just want to put that out there to push yourself to be a little more aggressive with a kind heart and very specific and short.
Yes. Because people don't want, I'd love to work with you somehow. They want your idea.
Yep.
They don't want to come up with an idea.
Yes.
They want to know
who your audience is.
Talking to my audience, to my customers. So you want to say, I'm talking to your customers. Here are the people I'm talking to, and here's my idea of how I'm going to get your customers excited about you. That's what they.
Yep. And you can even screenshot some of your demographic information, say on Facebook, what will show who your Facebook audience is, or on Instagram. I think you can do that. Pinterest.
If you have a business account, you can on Instagram.
And I think Pinterest also now you can see who you're targeting, who your demo. And so I would screenshot that and put it in my email.
Yeah.
Because so think about it this way. Squeaky wheel, but not annoying, helpful. You want to help that social media person at that company look good.
Yes. So and I will say at the end, if you'd like to chat about some other ideas I have, or if you have a different angle, let's chat. So it's not like I'm saying this idea or nothing, but you want to have something where they can just reply and be like, yes, do that.
Yep. And you want to paint that picture.
Also reply and be like, obsessed with that idea, but my boss really wants me to push this other random thing. Do you have any ideas for that? But they already know you're an idea man. And so they'll come to you.
Absolutely. Exactly. So these are just certain ways to start creating a relationship with the brands that you love. Like there are brands I love. Which is weird, but it's true. And and I say that. And so anyway, if I can work with those brands, I'm really happy to. And especially during Q4, because these brands want to get out, especially like packaged food companies and those kinds of brands, like they want people to think, oh, I go to the grocery store and I'm going to buy those Toll House chocolate chips.
Yep.
So any way that you can get that message out is great.
Exactly.
So have we covered?
Well, I think we were going to say too, if brands are reaching out to you.
Yes.
Because that happens a lot, especially if you go and put your email address in your about page. Make sure that it's there. Brands will start reaching out right now, and you need to have sort of a draft that you send back with your pricing. And then you can just go in and add one sentence about what you love about the brand and one sentence about your idea.
Yep.
But if they're reaching out to you, they likely already have an idea, or they might just be like, here's my product. What are your prices? What are you offering? And you need to have that just already existing for them.
Yes.
So that you're not spending 45 minutes, because it's truly what it turns into, per person that emails you. Yes. You can send them, here are my rates.
Yes.
Take it or leave it.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
if they come back, because this happens a lot during Q4, is you'll get pitches from these little tiny brands. And they're like, we have a budget of 2.5 cents. It's basically what they make you feel like. They make you feel really bad for not helping them out. And so what I'll do with these brands, I send them my prices, because sometimes they'll surprise you. And then if they come back and they say, all I have to offer is $50, what can you do for me? That is when I respond, and I don't say no. I say, I actually have a gift guide coming out next week with such and such a topic, and I'll make one up. And I'll make up something that I think I can rank for that has to do with their brand. And I'll make a gift guide, because I would be writing gift guides anyway, but now I'm getting $50 to write my gift guide. And that's great.
Nice.
And then all the other things in it are affiliate links. So I'm getting $50 today for writing it. And then I'm getting the affiliate commission from all of my affiliates that I'm adding in the post. And they know that they're going to be in a post with their competitors. They're just wanting a link. Yeah. And so I get that $50. Sometimes I'm able to do 2 or 3 at once. If I kind of say, like, in November, this is coming out, but go ahead and pay me now. And then I'll be able to pile on a few other brands, and I'll get paid a couple $100. And this isn't me having to contact people about the ultimate gift guide, which I know a lot of bloggers do. For me, that seems like a lot of effort, so I don't. But this is my mini version of that. Is the people who come to me and lowball me, I still make the money.
That is great. Okay, and can we talk about your currently right now, if you listen to the Blogger Genius podcast, you'll hear my interview with Paula, which again is just filled with amazing affiliate tips. Go check it out.
That was a fun one.
But it was great. And talk about, though, you had this great strategy about, this is the season of gift guides.
Yeah.
So talk about your strategy of the board game gift guide. Can you just?
Oh, yes. So instead, are you talking about like niching down on a gift guide? Yes. So instead of doing gifts for toddlers, boring, everybody has it. I have it. You have it. We all have it. Niche down on who you're talking to. Talk about best board games for toddlers. Don't do that, because I have that post. Do a different one. I'm trying real hard to rank on that.
Totally.
But you pick something that works with your site. I write about a lot of board games, so that worked for me. I have a literal closet from floor to ceiling of board games in my house. So that works. I know all the best ones. Find the niche gift guide to do, because this is going to rank better in Google. The intent will be to buy, because people aren't just looking for gifts for my mother-in-law. They're looking for gifts for their mean mother-in-law.
Right. They're further down the purchasing funnel. They've put themselves, instead of being at the top going, oh, I got to find gifts for kids. Oh my God. Right. It's like, what? Okay. No, it's a gift for a toddler. Okay. I'm coming down.
Yes.
Okay. It's a board game for a toddler, or it's a whatever. Like,
don't be generic.
Be very specific. Get down that purchasing funnel and get them when they are ready to buy something.
And I think we get confused, because a lot of the big bloggers do the very generic gift guides, and we see them doing well. And the reason those do well is because if you have 3 million followers on Facebook, you need to be general. You need to be generic to get that reach, to keep your reach up on Facebook. That's just how the Facebook algorithm works. And those things will do well, because out of those 3 million, a lot of those people are looking for a general gift for a toddler.
Right.
But if whoever's watching this probably doesn't have 3 million followers on Facebook, they probably have 20,000 or 10,000. And you need to really hone in on, what do these people that are following me have in their life who they're looking to buy gifts for? Think of something really specific, and it's not going to go viral. Don't have that be at your expectation. Your goal is for everybody who clicks on that post to make a purchase, not for 10,000 people to click that post. And so also another strategy there is to turn off ads in your affiliate posts. And that's very controversial, but especially in Q4, it's important because if it's a small post, it's not going to go viral because you're not going to make a lot of ad income. But what happens oftentimes is your ads trigger things that you're talking about in your post because that's how your ads are most effective. And so I've actually seen this in my posts before where I'm talking about a specific affiliate product and right beneath it is an ad for the same product.
Yep.
And if people click that ad, I don't get the affiliate commission.
Yep.
And they may have gone and bought $300 worth of product and I got the 10 cents or the dollar or whatever that I got for them clicking the ad, which is nothing.
Yes.
And so just click to turn off ads just in those posts. And then you're really focusing and you're not confusing your reader. They know I'm going to make a purchase from this person because you understood who they were. You turned off their ads. They have nothing else to click and you'll make the sale, hopefully.
I love that. I love that. And one other thing I just want to point out, which is even though we assume that these big bloggers with these big general gift guides are killing it, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We really only know what we know about our own businesses. And if you have a best friend, what she's sharing.
Yeah.
So do not be intimidated by those big bloggers.
No.
You might know more than they know.
And you definitely know more about your audience than
you
they
do.
know. You definitely do. And so try to serve your audience really, really well. And that goes back to what we were talking about before is trying to get these Q4 people into quarters 1 through 3 as well.
Yes.
And so if you serve that audience really well and they maybe did share your gift guide because it was really unique and really, fit their child or their mother-in-law or whoever really well,
right?
Then their friends who are also your target audience will come over to you and will hopefully stick around, which I don't know if we want to transition here right now, but like one of the ways that we do that, you and I both have this strategy during Q4 and is MiloTree.
Oh my God, we haven't even talked about MiloTree. Yes.
They come over for this amazing gift guide that you did. And it's all about, it could even be like an autistic kid and you have a gift guide for a child who has autism or a child who has some special thing that you write about and you've served them well and you've given them all these great gift ideas. And then over on the side, you have this pop-up that says, follow me on Instagram or follow me on Pinterest or subscribe to my list and get this freebie. And MiloTree does all of that. And that's how you're going to get this Q4 traffic into Q1.
Yes. And by the way, let me just, for anybody who doesn't know, MiloTree is a pop-up app you install on your blog. We offer a WordPress plugin or a simple line of code that you can install it and it pops up and it will ask your visitors to follow you on Instagram, to follow you on Pinterest, subscribe to you on YouTube or join your list, like you on Facebook. So anyway, and exactly what you just said, which is you want to capture the audience that is already coming to your site and you want to convert them into followers because chances are these people are your people. So all of a sudden they're now following you on Instagram. They're more likely to interact with your posts. And you want that because Instagram sees that and Instagram rewards you for it. Or they're going to follow you on Pinterest and chances are they're going to click on your pins. And remember, your pins are initially shown to your followers. Depending upon how your followers respond to it, then Pinterest will decide, do I show this to a larger audience or not to a larger audience? Those followers, it's not just numbers, it's quality of followers. So convert your traffic into followers because it just continues to snowball and grow.
You don't have to hope that somebody who likes you might follow you. It's like, this person already likes me and I've asked them to follow. And it doesn't mess with, because you and I are also both really big on what your call to action is and not having 15 calls to action in the post because it overwhelms, but you get it at different times and in different places. And so it doesn't actually affect that call to action. It's going to open in a new window. They're good. They take care of that. They come back and they get your last call to action at the end, which is hopefully to purchase something right now. Absolutely. But it works really, really well. And you can even now add the photo for the newsletter sign up. So you can, if you have something special you're promoting for Christmas, a special newsletter sign up, those special unicorn printables, whatever they might be, you can actually put that in your MiloTree. And so everybody who comes to your site can see, look at this unicorn printable. Here's a photo of it. They don't even have to go to that post. They can just sign up right there. And now you've got them for Q1, Q2, Q3, and next year's Q4.
Yes. So be thinking about building relationships. And MiloTree is a way to what I always say is like, we're each octopus pie, octopuses, whatever we are.
I don't know how to plural that.
I know, me neither. I'm going to Google it after. Email us. But here's the thing. You want to be out in all these different ways. You want to be able to continue to bring back the people who already like you or who would be most apt to like you.
Yep.
So that's a way to keep them in your universe so that you can continue to build that relationship. Because remember, if somebody's following you on Facebook, they might not yet be following you on Instagram, or they might not be on your list. So this is a way to continue to keep them in your universe. Plus, giving out your email address, I don't know about you, but I feel it's a bigger ask for me. Yeah. I'd rather follow you on Instagram than give out my email. So I'm going to follow you on Instagram first. Yep. And then maybe if I really like you, then
when I come back to your site in 3 days and see the Milo Tree asking for the email, I'll get it.
Then I'll be more, because I've started to trust, like, and know you. So be thinking about that. And also, we offer your first 30 days free. So there's really no risk. It's worth trying out and seeing how it works for you. And I will guarantee that if you've got traffic, you will grow your followers. So definitely try it.
You know, the other thing that's interesting, Jill, is that because I was just thinking about this. So, you know, we have these brand people coming to our sites right now, right? Like that happens all of Q4. And we were just talking about don't make them click. We have, you know, in our about, it has like, here are my followers on all of these things. Well, if they see the Milo Tree pop up and they can see the last, is it like 6 posts that you had on Instagram? Because it'll pop through and it'll have your most recent.
I think it shows like your eight last.
Is it 8?
I think it's 8.
Okay, but it's a few. It's several. They can get a good idea of what your Instagram looks like, your Pinterest, whatever's showing. Again, without them having to click. They can go, wow, those are beautiful photos.
Yes.
Wow, she posts great content. And you give them that idea of what you could do for them.
Yes.
Without them having to click over. It's saving them time. They may not even realize that it's saving them time. But if your content that you're creating on Instagram is good, and we're going to assume it's amazing, then you've not only had the chance to show them your blog in one sitting, but you've also showed them your Instagram before they've even decided what their opinion of you is. And then they're going to be like, this person's actually amazing, hopefully.
Right. Plus, it also signals to a brand, I care about my Instagram account because I'm willing to put it right there on my homepage, or I care about my Pinterest. On the YouTube subscribe pop-up, you can play the last video that you've created right there in the pop-up. It'll just,
I didn't even know that because I don't use it for YouTube.
Yeah. So if you're a YouTuber, you know, put it on because people will have another way and it will grow your views. And your subscribers right there. So definitely, again, it's social proof.
It is.
If you're willing to show your stuff, it means you care about it. It means you're proud of it. And a brand wants that.
And think about for them, if they know, well, I hired her to do a sponsored Instagram and it's going to pop up on her site for everybody to see, even just a little version of it.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely. So definitely check it out. It's 30 days free, $9 a month after that. You can cancel anytime. So really no risk. What we want is for you to love it.
Yes.
And we love it and we believe in it. And so we think you will too. So that's the end of our pitch, would you say?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay. So if you guys have questions, we love questions and we love you reaching out. So I'm at Jillian@milotree.com, and Paula, you are Paula at milotree.com. Also, we have an affiliate program. Oh my God. So in Q4, if you want to sell MiloTree, we offer $20 per conversion. And if you want, we'll probably put a link somewhere in this. But if you go to MiloTree, scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a link for our affiliate program. Definitely join it. And Paula is our wonderful community manager. So if you join it, you will be hearing from her.
And I send all the affiliate tips you could ever want.
Yes.
Both about MiloTree, and this is what's fun for me is Jillian lets me talk about other affiliate programs.
Oh my God, of course.
And so we talk about just how to be a better affiliate of things. And so almost every tip that I give you is not going to be just relevant for MiloTree. It's going to be relevant for all of your affiliate programs because I really love affiliate marketing and I want you guys to succeed with it in Q4 and all the other quarters, just to see that income for you guys go up is exciting for both of us.
Yes, it is. And that passive income where you're not having to work as hard.
Yes.
But to work smarter.
Put it on there and you're done.
Yes, exactly. All right. So is there anything else, or are we going to just wish everybody a great Q4?
I think we're wishing everybody a great Q4, and email us if you have questions. If you want to talk strategy for Q4, let us know, because we would love to chat with you about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everybody who joined us.
Bye.
Bye.